America, how we doing today? Out here at the shop. Get you a little closer here. How about that? Sitting out here at the shop today. Came out to do this little video. I've been absent for a week and a half now. I didn't do any videos last week and haven't done any yet this week. Normally I do Monday and Thursday now. Well, I didn't do a Monday video. Today's Tuesday. Didn't do a video yesterday. Didn't do a video all of last week and everything. And I've had people send me emails concerned about me and everything. My mom called and, well, where are you at? What's going on? You know, I haven't been feeling good. No, I don't have COVID. No, a couple things happened 2 weeks ago today. Today's Tuesday, the 22nd, I think. Today's September 22nd. Two things happened 2 weeks ago on Tuesday, whatever day that was, 22nd minus 14 year, I don't know. Anyway, whatever day it was. I was out here at the shop. First time I'd come out to the shop because it's been so damned hot all summer long. I'd just been sitting at home, kind of, you know, hiding at home in the air conditioner. And I was running around going to different towns on the weekends. Pam and I would take off and go to different towns and do little videos here and there, and just something to put up, you know. But thought, well, once it cools off a little bit, I'll come out here to the shop. Well, 2 weeks ago on Tuesday was a fairly cool day. It was like mid-80s, and it was almost, you know, it was pretty nice. Had a little breeze. And I came out here and I was farting around doing some stuff, and it started raining. It was one of those that just instantly started raining, you know. And I'm in here, and all of a sudden I hear bam, 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 you know, on the roof. And I thought, oh shit, I got my windows are open on my pickup. So I run out there, open the door, and I jumped in the truck, turned the key on to roll the windows up. And when I did that, I must have hit. I didn't notice it at the time, but later on that night, my back hurt so bad, my lower right side of my back area. And it got to hurting real bad and everything. And so the next day, Wednesday, I took off, went over to my chiropractor, and you know, he popped me around. And that's a whole nother story I don't want to get into. But anyway, I went to my chiropractor, and hey, doc, my hip hurts right back here. My lower back, you know, area hurts. So what's he do? He starts about here and pops everything up, but he doesn't touch my hip, and it just irritating. You know, and he hadn't seen me since the accident last year. When I had that accident, I went to him a couple times to get, you remember the sacroiliac joint? Here's the hips, you know, and there's the sacrum or whatever it's called in your spine, and then you have your hip bones. Well, there's that joint right there. Anyway, I threw that out in the accident, and he popped it back in, okay? One shot, popped it in, great. So he hasn't seen me since the accident. Now, if you remember, after the accident, I went to Kansas and I was up there for harvest, and I had back troubles up there. It was my shoulder blade area. It was all part of that accident. I don't know if you'd call that whiplash or not. I think whiplash is more in your neck area, I think. But anyway, it messed my back up pretty good in that accident. And it took me we're talking a dozen trips to the chiropractor to get me popped back in. And I went to a chiropractor up in Kansas for that. Anyway, got me all fixed up and everything, and I'm feeling good for the rest of the year. I felt great. I haven't had any back troubles or anything for quite some time. So I jumped in the pickup 2 weeks ago and popped that sacroiliac joint back out. Oh man, and it's one of those that just excruciating pain, just hurts like hell. Well, with that, guess what? I'm not in the mood to make a video. My back is just killing me. I'm not going to go out and it just, you know. So that's why I didn't make any videos that week, because I was hurting so bad. And I went to the chiropractor. He popped me in. He popped that time. I went back again, and it's one of those, let's not pop him in the first 3 or 4 times. Make a little bit more money, you know. I think. I can't, who knows, but it's just odd. Hey, my lower back hurts, and he pops everything but my lower back. And then I come back 2 days later, and he pops again and does pretty much the same thing. He works on my hip a little bit, just purposely not fixing you know. And I like the guy, you know, it just, who knows what's going on in his life? Maybe this whole COVID stuff has messed his income stream up, and he's needing to do stuff like that. If that's the case, it's sad. But anyway, so I went and found a different chiropractor. I went to him, and he popped me in pretty good, and I'm pretty well back, okay? It's still irritated, but it's not bad. So anyway, that was 2 weeks ago. That whole 2 weeks, that week, 2 weeks ago. Last week, I started having stomach problems. My stomach started hurting so bad, and I couldn't figure out why. On Tuesday, a week ago today, what it is about Tuesday, I don't know, but on Tuesday last week, we ate dinner and everything, and then later on that night, of course I stay up pretty late now. I sit around watching TV till 3 or 4 in the morning, and then I sleep in till 9 or 10 o'clock at night in the morning, So I'm late to bed, late to rise kind of thing now, because I don't have a job, don't have anything to go do. So why not? I'm a night owl, And so anyway, somewhere around midnight, I started, man, my stomach's hurting real bad, And what comes to mind was, remember a couple years ago when I was doing the fasting, I did that I had that real bad pain in my stomach, and I think it was gallbladder, your gallbladder, gallstones, Anyway, I don't think, because that's off to the right of your rib cage, just under your rib cage, off to the right just a little bit. And this was basically my whole belly area, And it didn't feel the same. It hurt, but it was a different hurt, okay? It just felt like my stomach was ballooning up, and and the best I can come up with is I eat food, it went down, got in my stomach, and it just sit there, and it sit there, and it sit there, and it wouldn't move on through the digestive tract, So Tuesday night, 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever, I got up, man, I'm hurting, my belly's about ready to explode, hurt like hell. And, what comes to mind is appendix. Well, appendix is way down in a different area. So, I'm on the computer during this whole time. Like, what is, I'm abdominal belly pain and all this, I'm searching all this kind of stuff, trying to figure out what might be, So about 3 o'clock in the morning, I get up and I go into the bathroom and figure, well, there's something in my stomach, maybe food poisoning. I don't know, I don't know. Maybe something I ate just isn't, maybe a combination of foods wasn't working right. I don't know. It's causing me a lot of gas. So I thought, go in there, try to burp. Well, can't burp or anything, but when I did get a little bit of throw up. Okay, just a little bit of mouthful. There you go. Maybe I just got too damn much food in there or something. Because I ate quite a bit that day, I guess. And I thought, well, let me throw it up. And no, I'm not bulimic. Look at me. I'm not bulimic. But I thought I better get this out of my stomach. So I tried to throw up, and I threw up a little bit. For what I figured was in my stomach, I threw maybe 20% of it up. So I go back, sit on the couch, and I sit there and finish watching this movie, and my stomach felt a little bit better, but by 5 o'clock, it was bad again. It was hurting like heck again. So I went back into the bathroom and really tried to throw up this time. I'm doing everything. I'm sticking my finger down my throat, trying to gag myself, Anyway, I threw most of it up, I think, and felt so much better. And I went back and I went ahead and went to bed and slept. Woke up Wednesday morning, felt fine. No problem at all. So, well, that was a one-time, hopefully, Well, Thursday night had the same exact problem. Whatever I ate during Thursday, same thing, built up gas pressure, and it's like when you swallow, it goes through your esophagus down to your stomach. From there, it goes into your small intestine, and then later goes into the large intestine, and then rectum and poop it out, okay? Biology, high school biology there, right? So anyway, it just seems almost like at the bottom of my stomach, the valve is closed and it's not letting food go past, but it is, I know it is because I'm still pooping, but it's just like it's getting backed up there or something. So I've thought of all kinds of different stuff. What in the heck could be wrong? Could it be, could it be because my back is pinching a nerve? And you know how nerves, your whole nervous system kind of goes haywire when that, because when my nerve was pinched in my sacroiliac region or whatever, I was feeling these little electric pulses. You ever get that little twitter in your eyelid when your eyelid starts flashing? It's a nerve going bad, right? And your muscle here starts twitching or something, just involuntarily twitching. And I got to thinking, maybe that nervous system is doing something on a muscle that's in my stomach area. I'm grasping at straws here. I don't know, So I'm trying to think of different ideas, reasons, what's causing this and everything, right? So I don't know, go to the doctor. I know, yeah, I probably will. But anyway, that was Thursday night. Same problem. Ended up throwing up. And that night, the second time I went in and tried to throw up, everything came up. I emptied my stomach. I mean, everything I ate on Thursday came up. Why? I know, because I could see what I had for breakfast. I mean, everything came out. And that's telling me that stuff has been in there since this morning at 9 o'clock. And here it is at 3 o'clock in the morning. What was that? 16 hours later, and it's still in my stomach to be thrown up. It should be down in my intestines somewhere, you know, by that time. So that's just telling me something is blocking. It's just not going past there for some reason, okay? But then on Friday I ate, everything passed through fine. On Saturday, everything, you know, Sunday. Well, last night I had gas, but it wasn't as bad. I didn't throw up or anything like that. Didn't need to. Took some Rolaids and Tums or whatever it was, you know, some kind of, Pepto-Bismol, you know, and that seemed to calm it down, and it finally got better. I also realized if I'm sitting in the couch, it kept building up, but when I lay down, you know, you'd have your stomach gurgle, you know. So anyway, I've got something going on, and I don't know what it is. I'll figure it out eventually, or I'll go to the doctor and get it figured out. But so that's why I haven't made videos. I haven't felt good, either because 2 weeks ago my back was hurting me, or the last week my stomach was giving me such fits. So this week I'm feeling much better. Today I feel great, feel fine, you know. That's section 1 of this video. Section 2 is I think I found a truck. I think I found, yeah. So Saturday, I ran around and did some stuff around town on Saturday, and by the time I got home, it was about 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon, and I hadn't got on a computer all day. You know, I left in the morning and hadn't got on a computer. So for Saturday, I sat down and I started looking, and like I said, every day I get on there and I look at trucks, you know, online, trying to find a truck for sale. And don't get me wrong, there are trucks for sale. It's just nothing that fits my criteria, what I'm looking for. So anyway, I get on there Saturday evening, and whew, now there's something. That's a new one on there. As you're watching this, I'm probably on my way to Missouri to look at this truck. I put a deposit down on it to hold it. It's a big dealership up there, and I put a deposit down to hold it until I get there. Things are looking very good on this truck. What I know about it, it's an old United Van Lines truck, you know, bed bugger truck. It's either United Van Lines or Allied Van Lines. I can never keep the two straight. They're both white with yellow stripes, that kind of a caterpillar yellow. Anyway, it's a white Peterbilt, and it's got a yellow stripe on the lower half of it. You know, it's kind of orangey yellow color. It's got a 13-speed in it. It's got a Cat, single turbo Cat. It's a NBN motor. Instead of a 6NZ, it's an NBN motor, which is what they call a bridge motor. It's got, I think, 355 rears, 22 tall tires and wheels and rubber and all that. Like I said, the same exact sleeper I had on the other truck. About the only thing on the outside, other than the color, that looks different than mine. The headlights are a little bit different. He's got aftermarket headlights on it. And it's got back on the back, when there's the back door, just like mine had the back door on the sleeper, and the steps on mine were just steps. This one actually has boxes, what they call the passenger side battery box or storage box. On a Peterbilt, on the driver's side, there's a battery box, and then on the passenger side is a very similar box, but it's just a storage box. Okay, they like to use those storage boxes and put them back on the battle, called saddle boxes, sort of. And there'll be a box back here. Instead of just a step, it'll be a box that is a step also. So on the outside, that's about the only difference: the color and those boxes and the headlights. Okay, and it doesn't have any full fenders; it's just got quarter fenders on it. So anyway, I'm very pumped about this. Hopefully this will be the right truck. I'll go up there and look at it. It's been overhauled. It was overhauled in 2018. From what he says, there's still a warranty on the engine overhaul. The price is right. Just going down the list. I mean, it's just checking all my boxes. And then if I get up there and it's just something terrible, terrible wrong with it, I won't buy it. But more than likely, this is, I mean, I've really got my fingers crossed on this. All right. Third thing I want to talk about. I'm leaving tomorrow to go look at the truck. While I've been sitting around the house in the last week or so, things have, something new came on the market for sale. And I've been having trouble with mine, okay? No, not my stomach. I've been having trouble with my GoPro. On the side here, where you plug it in, it's a USB-C. On the side here, that USB-C where you charge it. Now, I don't have the external chargers. I put the battery, the battery's inside here, and I just plug it in. I charge it while it's in the camera. The camera charges the battery, okay? I've got two batteries for this GoPro. And when that battery's full, I'll take it out and put the other battery in it and charge it up. And now I've got, two batteries, roughly 2 hours, hour per battery of recording time. Now, this is a GoPro 5. Bought it 3 years. It was the very first camera I bought when I first started this channel up. You go back and watch my very first video, it's terrible because of this camera. And a lot of it was because of me, because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Still don't, probably. But anyway, I would just hold this camera up and, hey, America, how you doing? Okay, and that's how I did my videos. Well, 3 years and plugging it in, it's finally wearing this thing. It's having a hard time. I'll plug it in, and I got to wiggle it to get the little light on the front to come on, showing that it's charging. A lot of times I'll plug it in, and I won't pay attention to it, and I think it's charging, and the next day, okay, I get ready to go. Oh, man, it's only got 22%. Why? What's going wrong? The chart. So I'm having a little bit of trouble with this. So I've been thinking about buying a GoPro 8, okay? And they got incredible stabilization and everything. But on a GoPro 8, let me pull this one out of the case here. On a GoPro 8, the lens, they've really upped them, but one of the things they screwed up on a GoPro 8 is this front cover here. This cover doesn't come off on a GoPro 8. This one, if you twist hard enough, it'll come off. And if you scratch this lens on the outside, you can replace it. Just put another, $5 lens, just put it back on there. It's just a clear lens on the front of it. Well, GoPro 8, they didn't make it interchangeable. You could, so if you scratched or broke this glass on the front, you'd have to take the whole camera in back to China or wherever, I don't know, somewhere to get it replaced and fixed. And a lot of people didn't like that. So I held off on buying a GoPro 8 for that one reason. But for two, I didn't really need it until just recently this thing started acting up on me. Well, last week, I think it was last Tuesday, Last Tuesday, when I was having the gas problems. I'm sitting around on a computer and GoPro 9 came out. So I've been doing all kinds of studying up on the GoPro 9 and decided I'm going to go buy a new camera. So I went down to Best Buy. I was going to order it on Amazon and everything. And today I was out driving around doing stuff, running errands and things. And I thought, Best Buy's open and they have them in Best Buy. So I went ahead and stopped by and got one. And I got a second battery, okay? So just real quick, I'm going to open it up and show you my new camera. This will be replacing my GoPro 5. I will keep the GoPro 5 for filming things that are hazardous. For instance, let's say I was in Kansas on harvest or something, and I want to use this magnet and mount it someplace, stick it someplace, and I'm worried about it hitting a bump and maybe breaking the magnet and falling off and losing it. I'll use this camera, not the new one, okay? This will be the hazard camera, okay? So with that, it came, GoPro's boxing, they changed them a lot. They used to have this box and then this big plastic cover, and the GoPro sit on a pedestal, actually on this pedestal right here, okay? It sat on that pedestal with a plastic cover and everything. Well, being environmentally responsible and everything, they wanted to quit putting so much plastic into the environment, throwing away, build it and then you unbox it, now it goes in the trash. So That's fine with me. I don't mind that. You know, the environmentalists, that's fine with that. You know, you don't need that plastic. Don't use it. Okay. So what they've done is they put it in a little box. It's a travel case box. Okay. So here's your camera. Here's your camera. Right here's the GoPro 9, and it's got all your little hooks and mounting hardware and the screw and all that. And then you can take this sleeve out, and now you got an empty box to throw all your stuff in. That is a great idea. And these things, GoPro, that was a really good idea, because this case, it probably costs $10 to, you can buy these little cases like this on Amazon and stuff for $10, these little small ones like this. So I'm sure in bulk, they probably got this thing for $2, and it probably cost them a dollar for the plastic housing. So, for $1, they gave us a nice little case, out of their pocket for, a travel box, and less plastic in the landfills and all that stuff. So yeah, I applaud GoPro for it. So anyway, I'm going to go home and I'm going to charge this thing up. I've got to do a firmware update and all that nonsense. And so that's my new toy I'm going to be playing with. I'm going to, the GoPro 9, if you go watch some of the videos about it, it's just the stabilization is just phenomenal. This camera that I'm using right here, the one I've used for a long time, it's the Removu K1, and it's a actual gimbal camera, and it works fine. Okay, but since I was kind of in need of a new GoPro anyway, was buy this one with stability on it, and I might be able to use this one and not use this as much. I don't know, because I've had trouble with this camera. A lot of times I'll go and film something. A good example is 2 weeks ago when I went down to Waco. Remember the Ranch Davidian video I did? Well, I went to Waco not just for that one video. I went down there. I was going to film like 4 or 5 different videos. About 4. I had about 4 ideas down there in Waco to go make videos for y'all. And so much, when I got home, so much of the file was corrupted from this camera that I couldn't make those videos. I mean, I had a lot of stuff from my Nikon P1000. I had a lot of footage on that, but all the walking around, talking, blah, 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 this is what I'm talking about. A lot of it was corrupted. And it was just, I had a little bit on this subject. I had a little bit over on that other story, but not enough to make the storyline work, So I'm thinking, I'm going to have to drive all the way back to Waco to refilm some of that stuff. And then my back went bad. And so anyway, that's where I've been at for the last 2 weeks, why I haven't made videos. I thought I had enough stuff made. I was going to make several videos, and then my back goes out, and then I didn't want to drive all the way back to Waco just to refilm that little bit of stuff. It's just, because I got to look at it like this. I mean, I do have to look at finances on this a little bit. Think about this. Now, and this is another thing I've noticed on my channel. Anytime I talk about trucks, I get 6, 8, 10,000 views on a video. You go back and look at the videos and look at the views on them. If I'm talking about trucks, or when I went to Arizona to look at that Kenworth, got a lot of views on those videos. Okay, talking about truck stuff, because a lot of my viewers are truckers. Okay, and if it's about some story about some little town over here, they don't care about it, so they don't watch. And there's about 2,000 hardcore viewers that watch everything. But I don't make hardly any money on 2,000 views, okay? On 2,000 views, I'll make, $7, $8 at best, something like that. So I got to think about it. I'm going to go all the way to Waco. I'm going to use gas to drive all the way to Waco, wear and tear on the pickup and everything, which is, you got to add it up, So I can make $12 on a video. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So that's why I didn't go back to Waco. Went all the way down there, made a video, a couple whatever, but it wasn't worth me driving all the way back down there for videos that aren't doing that well as far as viewing, So if I buy this truck on Thursday, I'll be up there on Thursday looking at this truck. If I buy this truck, guess what? We're going back to a lot of trucking type stuff. I'll be traveling around the country again eventually. I'm not, this is my short-term plan, or my next, on my itinerary. Go look at this truck. If I buy it, great, but I'll leave it there and I will go to Kansas. From Missouri, I'll go straight to Kansas to do fall harvest for Kurt for about a week, about a month. Okay, pretty much all of October. I'll be up there doing fall harvest. I think he says they're going to get ready to start cutting on Saturday, something like that, next week, or this weekend. So I'm going to go up there and do maybe about a month's worth of YouTube harvest type stuff. I've kind of made the conscious decision, try to make more of it about the trucking part of the harvest instead of the combine or the tractor part of the harvest. Maybe y'all will like that. I don't know. For you truck drivers, maybe I'll get some more views if it's trucking related stuff. So what I tried to do, I tried to retire from trucking. I tried to retire from trucking videos on YouTube and morph it over to a different type of channel, and it didn't work. There's some of you that followed along, but not enough to make a living at it. Okay, so I'm at a point right now, I guess, back up and punt. So I'm backing up, punting. Going to go buy a truck, hopefully. Hopefully this will be the right one. And I will be back on the road making trucking videos. And I'm sure there's several of you, yay, you know, and others are like, oh, well, so it's just another video for us, you know, you don't care. So that's where I'm at. Kind of a long video. Where we at? 27, woo, long. It's a long video. So, but yeah, basically I wanted to fill you in on why I hadn't made any videos the last couple weeks, is because I haven't felt good, and then for multiple reasons. And then I'm going up to look at a truck, and then I just wanted to throw this in that I bought me a new camera here. So I sure hope I like it. The reviews on it were really, really good. I kept holding off, hoping the GoPro 9 was going to be the GoPro 8 with all the stabilization stuff in it, all the features that the GoPro 8 had in it. But I was hoping for a bigger sensor. They've been talking about, because all these other cameras, like, let's see here, this Insta360 is a 360 camera. They have an attachment for it that's a 1-inch sensor, 1-inch mod, and you pull it apart and put a different lens in it. And it's got a big sensor in it, okay? I really expected GoPro to come out with a 1-inch sensor in the GoPro 9. Apparently they're probably going to hold off and do that on the GoPro 10. If that's the case, the problem with the small sensors is they do terrible in low light. When it gets dark, like in the shop here and stuff, it's terrible on a GoPro. Okay, whereas the bigger sensor would suck in more light and be more light responsive. So, but anyway, I'm really hoping this is going to be a nice little camera. From everything I've read about it and searched and did research, I'm thinking that'll be a really nice camera. So with that, I get to talk and I keep forgetting to smoke my pipe. So, so with that, I guess I'll let y'all go, and we'll talk at you later. And more than likely, I'll be making a video on the way up to Missouri. And walking around the truck, and that video, that'll be on Thursday. I'll get up there on Thursday. I'll probably edit that, and that'll probably, you know, I'm rambling, so I'll see y'all later. Take care, and ciao. Oh, I'm a mess.